My question to you is, at this point in time, what are you looking for when you are either going to start investing in a business, or B, start another one of your own businesses? What's the mindset, and what are some of the key things that you might look for as a serial investor?
I look for various different things. It depends on the stage of the business that I'm getting involved in. I personally prefer getting involved at the earliest stage, which is the idea stage, when companies are just starting out, because that's when we can add the most strategic value. Because I don't like to just add money. I like to add tremendous strategic value on top of money, and we can do that. I have the resources to enable that and do that. So we get to mostly at strategic at the pre-seed level. What you're really looking for in companies is who's behind it, who's the people. Because in all the companies I've been involved in, and I've invested in over 100 companies, private equity wise, and over hundreds more in tokens. All the companies that I invest in, they all pivot, right? They all change, they all adapt to the market. So the entrepreneur who's leading the team, the organization, is very, very important. Does he have what it takes to keep going in the face of all obstacles, stay persistent towards his vision and his goal of achieving that he's actually started out to achieve? So the team is extremely important. And also the market that the product is operating in. Niche ideas are great, but if you want to scale, I look for companies which can go from 0 to 100x in 3 years, right? I don't care if there's only a 1% chance of success and 99% will fail. But if there's a 1% chance that it can go 100x in 3 years, I'm in. Right? I look for the moonshots, and then I look for companies which can create a positive impact. Companies we can really change the world and make the world into a better place. Because at the end of the day, money is a byproduct of creating value. The more value you create for others, the more money you make for yourself. So the focus is to see how these companies that I get involved in, how they can keep adding value, and how they can make a positive impact in the world, and what is the change that they're bringing in.
Were you always this, I guess, A, driven, but also B, have the entrepreneurial spirit your whole life? Did you imagine that when you were 8 or 9 or 10 years old that this could be the route that you would go down?
So right now, it's very hard to predict the future, right? When people ask me, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Or like, that's this kind of question you just asked me. I always tell them, like, this is my life motto. It's in all my bios. The best way to predict the future is to go build it, right? And that's what I'm focused on right now. So I'm focused on building companies that work well with each other, that grow with each other, and that create this world a better place. And that's what I want to keep doing. And if you asked me 10 years ago, I was 16, and I was already relatively quite successful at 16. I was already making a bunch of money. But if you'd asked me at that time, would I see myself where I am right now in 10 years? No way. I could have never told you that. I had big dreams and big visions. So I always knew I was going to end up on this journey. But to actually visualize it and comment on this where I stand right now would be very hard. But what I've learned, most people actually underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years and overestimate what they can achieve in 2. So what I've learned over the last few years from my own experiences, as far as you focus on building and adding value, the results will show up. No matter what, the results will show up. So my goal is to keep doing what I'm doing. And as far as I keep enjoying it, keep doing it more and more. The goal is to enjoy what you do. If you don't enjoy what you do, then anyways, it's not going to be worth it.
At what point did you realize that idea of, underestimating or overestimating your potential in 2 or 10 years? Was there a point in your life that you realized that, oh, maybe I can do more than I thought I could? Or how have you calibrated your vision as you've gotten older and more experienced?
Well, for one, Bill Gates said that quote, so it's not me who came up with that quote, but it's true. I realized that with my own life. It just took me a lot longer to realize. I wish I'd realized it earlier on, so I would have been able to estimate better where I would be. But you actually, when you self-reflect, that's when you realize this, right? It's easy to connect the dots when you look back. As for your question, what point did I realize this? I realized this quite recently. I've seen how much growth I've made over the last few years, and I know I'm now in a position where before I used to go out for opportunities, I used to make time to meet people, right? I used to have to make time according to other people. It's very different now. I have inbound opportunities, and people are coming to me, and this is an exponential stage, right? I'm in the technology space. Technology grows exponentially. It doesn't grow on a linear scale. It doesn't grow 10, 20, 30% every year. It grows 0 to 100x in 3 years. And that's why you've seen technology take over every single industry in the last decade or so, right? All the biggest companies in the world today are tech companies: Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, right? They're the biggest companies in the world. So, I mean, as I start realizing how technology is taking over, and I'm right in the center of it, and then I'm realizing now, yeah, I can achieve far more in 10 years than I could have done in 2 years, because I've set myself up for success. There's another interesting quote that people talk about is, give somebody, if somebody gives you an axe to cut a tree and you have 6 hours, the first 4 hours you should spend sharpening the axe. That's another parallel to this. Is like, if you want to see tremendous growth, put in the time it takes to get that tremendous growth. And that's what happened with me too, right? I'm at that point right now where I have so much inbound opportunity. My struggle is seeing what opportunity I want to capitalize on, right? Versus before, initially when I started out, I had to look for opportunities and go after opportunities, create opportunities. And don't listen to this, anybody listening to this, and start thinking that opportunities come to you. You have to create opportunities, right? I've already done that for myself, where I've built up this level where I've created so much opportunities that keep coming to me now.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at felix.levine. And if you have something to say, please leave a comment.